Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and you are watching BC Adventure. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get some Unraid metrics on a nice clean dashboard for all your system stats as well as your Docker stats as well. We're going to be looking at using an application called Grafana in combination with Prometheus, cAdvisor, as well as another application called Node Exporter. I'm going to walk you through on how to set all of this up and get a nice clean dashboard like you're seeing here. Now, there's not just, these couple things here. There's actually a ton of metrics that you can set up for visualizations on your Unraid server. Now, a lot of people probably won't find this useful, but if you like stats like I do, then this is a great solution for a deep dive into what your Unraid server is doing. And it stores all these metrics for quite a while, so you can even export them at a later date to go over. If you're having an issue maybe that started a week ago and you want to see what was going on, you can go back a week and you can actually look at those metrics. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone, and it is a lot more of a technical installation. We are going to be using Terminal to get this completed. So if you're not quite comfortable with Terminal, maybe go have a look at some other tutorials that touch base on using the Unraid terminal. But what we're doing is going to be pretty easy, and I'm going to link a document that has the step-by-steps all laid out for you, so you can copy and paste as you go. I don't know what's been going on lately, but I've been having a lot of trouble filming intros. Like, I'm tripping up over my words, and I'm getting self-conscious about doing them, which is completely new for me. Before, it would just kind of like roll off my tongue, but I think it's a realization that I'm beginning to take this a lot more seriously, and I want to produce really good content for the community. So if I'm tripping up over my words, I apologize. Another note too, the family and I are going on vacation this weekend, and I'm probably not going to be able to post a video for about 6 or 7 days. So I'm not going anywhere, taking a break like I did last time for almost a month. We're just going to be going and enjoying some family time before the summer's over and the kids are back to school in September. Because they go back like September 3rd this year, which is pretty early for them. Normally it's like the 5th or the 6th. So, those extra few days, they really matter for the kids, surprisingly. Well, I remember being a kid, it sucked going back to school early. So we're gonna take them out to the water slides. We're gonna spend some time out on the lake. We're gonna have some really good family time together, as well as catching up with some old friends from my hometown, since I don't live on the mainland anymore. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. Of course, I'll be filming and taking pictures of our time away, but from past experience, I know the channel really isn't interested in that type of content, but I will be posting it for members only. So if that is something that you do want to see, then yeah, grab a member's pass through YouTube, and you'll have some videos unlocked. And once there is a good chunk of people who are members, I'll start pre-releasing videos in advance, and then of course have them become public after a while. So, or after a few days or a week or so. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be jumping into Grafana. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So to get started, we are going to need to download 3 Dockers and 1 plugin. The Docker containers we're going to be installing are Prometheus, which collects and stores our metrics, cAdvisor, which exports Docker container metrics, and Grafana, which visualizes these metrics with dashboards. And then the plugin we're going to be installing is the Prometheus Node Exporter, which exports host system metrics like your CPU, your memory, your disks, and your network. So we're going to start off installing the plugin first and then the Docker containers. So let's start off with the node exporter. So as we can see here, it is already autofilling as soon as we type in node exporter. And we are going to install this guy here. It's a pretty quick installation. And we're done. And next, we are going to install Prometheus. So I'm going to be using the official Prometheus Docker here. And for this, I don't need to do anything with the port here, but I am going to change the config file location to just the Prometheus folder. And we're going to click Apply. So as soon as this is done, we'll jump into the next installation. Okay, so this one's done now. Now we're going to head on back to our community apps, and we are going to install cAdvisor. So here it's letting us know that for me, my port that it wants to use is already being utilized. So I'm going to go ahead and change port 8080 to 6655 because I know that is free and open. Now, if we open up, or sorry, if we look at our shares here that it's grabbing, these are all our system level shares, and this is running as a privileged Docker container. Now, the reason it's running privileged is because it needs access to all our system stats, all of our system configuration and information. So for this one, other than changing the port here, which you'll probably need to do because a lot of people do utilize port 8080 for other applications, after that, we're just going to hit Apply. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to go grab everything from the repository and get that installed. This one's a fairly quick installation. Done. And then the last one we're going to grab is Grafana. So I'm going to use the official Docker. And I'm going to leave port 3000. I'm going to leave, actually, this is this is important here. So what you need to do for this is you need to put in your server's IP address with HTTP and the port number. If you don't do it like this, it's going to go into a loop and you will not be able to access your dashboard. So that's all we need to do for here. So we're just going to hit Apply. It's going to go ahead and download all this fun stuff. All right, that's all done now. And now we have to get into the actual configuration of these containers. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Done here. And if we go over to our Docker tab, we are going to see that Prometheus is not working yet. And that's okay. The reason why it's not working is because it doesn't have its configuration file set up. But I'm going to show you how to do that. And we are going to access the Unraid terminal in order to do this. Now, I've created a copy and paste command that'll do all of this for you. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to copy over the command into this notepad here because I do need to update the port number to the one that I set in the cAdvisor Docker. And for me, that's 6655. And from here, I'm going to copy this command, and I've opened the app data folder that'll contain this file so you can see it happen. And then from here, I'm going to launch the terminal. And I'll bring that Finder window. I'll bring the window back up here. And I'll just pull this off to the side. And then here, we're just going to paste in that command. Now, what this does is it creates the configuration file in the Prometheus app data folder. with our, see, why is it doing that every time I copy and paste that in? So we're actually going to delete this. Sorry, I'm just going to close this. So be careful of that. Be careful about what you're pasting in here. Now, I have no idea why this moves every time I update, but we're just gonna, yeah, see? Every time I update the port, it removes that semicolon. So I think for good measure, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, sorry, we'll go back here. We're just gonna copy this and then we will update from the terminal. So I'm gonna paste this in and then I'm gonna go back here and I'm going to change the port to 6655. Now from there, I'm just going to, I'll bring back the Finder window. Or sorry, the, yeah, where are we here? So I'll bring that back up, move this over, and then we're gonna hit enter. Now we see here that it did create the file. So if I open with text edit, we can see it created exactly what we put in there. Now from here, we'll close all this. We're going to start our Prometheus Docker. And then for good measure, we will check the logs. And we see right off the bat, it's already grabbing all the data that we want exported to Grafana. So what do we do next? Well, we're going to need to launch Grafana. Now, I just want to say that, you know, part of this channel is leaving in my mistakes. And it's important, in my opinion, to do that so that you guys see that things don't always go as planned. They don't always work out the way we expect them to, and that's okay. It creates a learning opportunity for us so that we can work through these issues and, you know, not be so intimidated by them. Now, with that said, we need to get logged into Grafana. So to do that, we're going to use the default username and password admin. And now we need to set a new password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to submit. Now, how do we make connections to the information that we want to view in dashboards? Well, we're going to go in the top left corner here and we're going to click the little Grafana icon, and we need to go down to connections. And here we're going to add a new connection. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we can actually connect to this for metrics, but we're just going to search for Prometheus. And here we can actually see it recognize that it's already installed. So we're going to click that and we're going to add new data source. Now here, we're going to have to put in our Unraid IP address along with the port that we set. And for this, just to confirm, it is 9090. We have no authentication. And that is all we need to do. We're going to click Save and Test, and we can see that it successfully queried the Prometheus API. Now, we need to create some dashboards. So, right off the bat, it gives us 3 dashboards that we can import. So, personally, I like the Prometheus stats, but I'm going to import both. Actually, we'll do all 3. And then we're going to head back over to Home, and we're going to click on one of these dashboards. So we can see Grafana Metrics doesn't bring anything up. Prometheus Stats brings all of this up. And Prometheus 2.0 gives us a little bit different view. So we are going to import a dashboard from the Dashboards section. So to do that, we're going to go over to New, and we're going to click on Import. Now here, if you want to see all the different types of dashboards Grafana has to offer, you can click this link, or you can input the one that I really like, which is 1860. From there, we're going to click load. And then here we can give it a name. I'm just going to use the default. We need to select our data source, which is Prometheus, and then we're going to click import. And here we've got all this amazing stuff that I was showing you at the beginning of the video. Now there's a couple things that may not be useful to you, but we can actually edit this. So I'm going to click edit there. And then here, I'm going to remove the ones that I do not need. And then after I'm done this, I can rearrange this dashboard so that it's a little bit more visually pleasing. So I'm just going to remove all these ones that I don't need. And then I'm going to move these over. So as you can see, this does give us quite a bit of information regarding our Unraid server. And then from there, I'm just going to click Save Dashboard. We can add any notes that we've done, or why we did it for the future if we like. I'm just going to click Save. And now we're presented with this wonderful looking dashboard that has all of our deep system statistics. So this goes from everything to CPU core temperature, hard drive utilization, hard drive temperature. We've even got our remote share that I showed you for the free file sync tutorial. It's even grabbing stats on another server's hard drive utilization. But we can see CPU and memory load. Now, if you're wondering why the metrics aren't showing anything, it's because we just installed all this. So everything that I had prior to doing this video got wiped out so that I could do a fresh install with everyone. But if we scroll down, we can see memory info. We can see VM stats. We can see system time sync. We can see system processes. We can see miscellaneous system stats. We can see hardware miscellaneous stats, cooling, hardware temperature. We can see our storage stats. We can see our file system stats. We can see our network traffic stats. We can see our SOC stats, which there are a ton. We can see our net stats. So that's our TCP in and out, our netstat IP in and out. And then we can see our node exporter stats. So this is extremely functional, and if you like knowing all the details about your Unraid server, then this is a great resource that you can use to keep tabs on your system. So if something happens while you're away and then you get back home and you want to know exactly what happened, it may lead you to the reason why it happened, if you understand this information. Now, one of the great things about Prometheus and Grafana is that if we don't understand it, we can always load it into ChatGPT, and it's going to break down what exactly is happening, possibly why it's happening, and it can help point you in the right direction to getting down to the bottom of any issues that you may be running into. Also, if you just like having stats, well, again, this is a great tool for that. It's fairly simple to get started. Now, I have to fully admit, a few years ago when I was trying to get into this kind of thing, I did not understand what I was looking at. I did not understand what I was doing. I was constantly confused why my container wasn't starting. But after doing a deep dive and figuring out how to properly use it, because I'm just a point and click kind of guy, I never read the instructions. And I know a lot of people out there don't, which is why I made this tutorial. It never worked for me, so I decided, you know what, I really do want to know more system statistics other than what Unraid plugins has to offer, which I've shown you in the past. And it was totally worth it in the end. I'm really happy I did a dive into this, and I hope you found this tutorial useful. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see anything, covered in the future. Let me know if you found this useful, or if you're already using it. Let me know your experiences, and let the community know if you're already using this container or these system stats, what dashboards you like. So leave those dashboard numbers down below in the comments so that we can all jump in and see what kind of stuff, everyone else in the community is running. So this is still new to me. I've only been using it for about 24 hours, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm going to let my stats get all, back up again. And, if I have a problem in the future, and I end up utilizing these statistics, I'm going to do another video on it, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did and how I used Grafana to figure out my problem. Now, I rarely have any issues with my Unraid server. I've been pretty lucky on that front, but I know there's tons of people out there who run into issues, and this is a great tool in order to break down some of the stuff and maybe lead to the reason why these issues or those issues happened. Now, with all that said, I'm going to end the video here. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Leave a comment down below if you want to see any other topics covered. And have an amazing day, and I will catch you next week when I am back. Take it easy, everyone. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I love you, and you have cheeks like a beaver. Now go to bed.